Greetings everybody, welcome to Formula 1 Championship Edition. I'm SamuraiT-X and this is the Turkish Grand Prix. When we last left off it was the Hungarian Grand Prix and we did score a points finish. It's been a while since I last been on this game, but for now we're going to check the point standings because it's been a very long time. So Alonso's only 3 points ahead of Massa and 8 ahead of Michael Schumacher, as it's going to be a three-way dance for this championship. Barrichello's in 4th place with 44, Montoya's made an amazing recovery to move up in 5th, Kimi Räikkönen's moved down to 9th in the process, while Jarno Trulli is still in 10th, with Takuma Sato going back up to 8th after finishing in the points in Hungary. Wasn't really that great of a race, but it did have its events because we did have a gearbox issue. So we had to coax the second half of the race with a gearbox issue. And Ferrari lead the Constructors' Championship from Renault, with Honda 3rd, McLaren catching up in 4th, with Super Aguri in 5th, just about holding on by 3 points from Toyota. BMW Sauber's 7th, with Scuderia Toro Rosso in 8th. 9th is Red Bull with the same amount of points, and Midland with 3 points, and Williams is last place with 1 point. Oh dear.
What a prospect we have here today. The wonderful Istanbul Park, with its incredible Turn 8, plays host to today's qualifying session. As session 1 is about to get underway, we'll soon know which 6 cars will make up the back of the grid. Tonio Liuzzi starts his outlap, qualifying gets underway.
Cheers, James, and we are 16th currently, but we are on our best lap. We've easily beaten our first 2 personal sectors of our previous lap, and this isn't going to be pole position per se, but it should be enough to qualify into the into the Q2 session. We are currently P9 with a 133.142, and that was enough.
With the second knockout session, where we'll decide grid positions 16 to 11.
Speed, Ide, Liuzzi, Albers, Montero and Christian Klein are the casualties. Normally it's Jack Villeneuve, but he actually made it. Same with Mark Webber actually. Normally he's there, but he actually made it out too. So maybe this will be a change of fortunes this weekend for Mark Webber, as he will hope to score some points for the first time this season, because this has been a very dreadful season. Right, we're going into Q2, and we are currently 11th, and we are on our personal best. Ralf Schumacher's got a 133.325, and we are on course to beat it. Despite running wide in the final turn, it still should be enough to just itch Ralf Schumacher right off, and it does, because it's 4 tenths faster, even though we were slow in the 3rd sector. 132.910. Amazing stuff by Sato, as he's planning on bringing this into the top Q3. Will it be enough?
We'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
Indeed it was. Nick Heidfeld, Jack Villeneuve, Mark Webber, Nico Rosberg, David Coulthard and Ralf Schumacher are all out in Q2, as the rest will be making it into Q3, and we've made it into the top 10 once again, so that's a very big positive heading into the Turkish Grand Prix. And hopefully we do actually have a good qualifying lap, because positions are very important in this, and I do hope that leading into this race we do actually score some points. I don't know what my strategy would be. I think I'll probably pit in mid-race like I always do. If I change my strategy, I will let you guys know, but likely my pit stop's probably going to be a bit early, but let's see what we can do in Q3, as we are currently 9th place and we are currently better in well, we're not actually. We're kind of off much worse. But Sector 3 is very important there. Let's see what we can do in Sector 3. Sector 1 was great, but Sector 2 was not. How will Sector 3 be? We shall see. Will it be enough to move up to from P9? We shall see. We're not going to get pole position, but will this be good enough? And we're in 8th with a 134.122. Great stuff by Takuma Sato here in the Super Aguri, putting that car in 8th place.
So there we have it. From 10th to pole, the grid order looks like this. We've enjoyed it. Hope you have too. We'll see you tomorrow for race day. Goodbye.
Thank you, James. And his pole position is a 1-2 actually for Ferrari. Michael Schumacher 1st with Massa 2nd, Alonso 3rd, Montoya 4th with Fisichella 5th, Jenson Button 6th, Barrichello 7th, Kimi Räikkönen got 8th place, Takuma Sato will start 9th, and Jarno Trulli will start 10th. The Ferraris are in cruise control, as the Constructors' Championship will be going to them, but will they be taking the championship lead as they enter the next Grand Prix? After the Turkish Grand Prix, will they be taking the championship lead? We only have to find out in the race. But without further ado, I'm excited. I hope you guys are too.
We're coming to you live from Istanbul Park for this year's Turkish Grand Prix. Istanbul Park is situated in the Asian hills on the outskirts of the capital. Though fairly new to the Formula 1 calendar, with the first Grand Prix stage here in 2005, the circuit has already achieved some notoriety. Spa has its Eau Rouge, Istanbul has Turn 8, considered by some to be the toughest turn in Formula One. It's one of those corners where you really need to commit yourself, but overcommit and it's likely you'll come a cropper. Conditions are just about perfect here today. Clear skies and perfect temperatures on and off the track. The forecast is also good, and we expect it to stay like this for the whole race.
Cheers, Martin. Thank you, engineer. So we're lining up on the grid in P9. We're behind the McLaren of Kimi Raikkonen and Jarno Trulli. So that's our championship rivals. Both Kimi Raikkonen and Jarno Trulli. We're in a sandwich between them. We're going to hope by the time we get off the grid we'll be ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. So let's see how this goes. And when the 5 lights go out here, we will be racing here in the Turkish Grand Prix here in Istanbul. And there's 5 lights. And we are waiting, hit the acceleration button, and it's lights out, and away we go here, and it's a great start by Takuma Sato. Somebody's got an engine failure back there. I'm pretty sure it's a BMW Sauber. I'm not too sure. It might be a Williams, but one of them are stalling on the grid. It's an engine failure. I'm pretty sure it's one of the Williams, but we shall see who that was near the end of the race. We're not really going to check the replays because we have moved up ahead of Kimi Raikkonen. We're taking a dive bomb on the Honda. Just about keeps his place. What a start by Sato. And he's sandwiched himself in between the Hondas, and he's already passed Jenson Button. What a pass. And now he's taken Barrichello's place into 6th place. Amazing start. Now he's next up is Fisichella. And I have not commentated in a very long time, as you can tell, but wow, that was a great start. We've moved up 3 places into 6th place already, with Fisichella just about in front of us. Can we overtake this Renault? My guess is going to be no, because we are in the slowest car in the game, so we're just going to have to try and keep up with it. And we've run wide, so that's not really going to help our cause. And Barrichello has retaken 6th place, and we've dropped down to 7th. But still a remarkable start as we got ahead of Kimi Raikkonen and overtaken Jenson Button. So Jenson Button is in the final point scoring position with Kimi Raikkonen in 9th place. And this is an amazing lap 1. We're still going to follow it around from lap 1 because this is the opening lap of the Grand Prix. And we are actually catching Barrichello with our straight line speed, believe it or not. We've actually caught him just by a tiny car length, 1/10 of a second, but that's still something, to be honest. Now he's pulling away because he's got this slipstream of Fisichella to help him out. So, yeah. But we're going to brake and we're going to try and catch up with Barrichello while we can. Can we stay with him? Yes, we can. Let's hope we don't make a mistake here in the final turn like we've done in our qualifying sessions. And look at that. That was a great entry into the final turn-in. So, after lap 1, we are in 7th place. I don't think the order's pretty much changed. It's still 1-2 Ferrari, Fernando Alonso 3rd, and Montoya in 4th, Fisichella 5th, Barrichello 6th, Sato 7th, and Jenson Button in 8th place. So the positions have not really changed here. And Sato's about to overtake, but no, he just outbraked himself, and looks like Barrichello will retain 6th place. Sorry, James Allen, I'm cutting you off because we're about to overtake Barrichello for 6th place, and we have. What a move by Sato, and finally he's in 6th place again. Now the next person up front is Fisichella. Wow, great stuff by Sato. I need to catch my breath. But now we're right behind Fisichella's tail. I don't know if we'll pass him because he is in a superior car. But let's hope we can. We're going to pull up a fight, and there's a yellow and there's an engine failure. Who is that? It looks like a Ferrari. It is. Is that Michael Schumacher? No, it's Massa. He's out. Oh dear. From 2nd place, he's out. Like, we're going to have to check the replays very soon once we get to a specific straight. We will check the replays, hang on, but we're going to try and get it on the straight, and we are now going to look at the stricken Ferrari of Felipe Massa very soon. But oh dear, he's out, and his championship is plunging to his boots. Here it is. We're right on board with Felipe Massa in 2nd. He looks fine at the moment, but he's going to be very devastated. He was really in control of 2nd place, and Fernando Alonso did not have no chance whatsoever. So, wow, this is amazing. Lap 2, and Massa's engine decides to give in. And in reality, Massa actually won the first Turkish Grand Prix. Actually, no, he won this 2006 Turkish Grand Prix. Sorry about that. 2006, he won the Turkish Grand Prix. So yeah, the Turkish Grand Prix was one of Massa's favourite tracks because he won it 3 times. But Massa's race is over, and we've been promoted into 5th place as a result. Amazing. So thanks to Massa's retirement, looks like we are in 5th place, and Alonso will move up to 2nd, and Michael Schumacher now will be officially Fernando Alonso's nearest challenger in the championship. So if this continues on, Michael Schumacher will close the championship down on Fernando Alonso to 6 points. But what a 2nd lap, and what an unfortunate one if your name's Felipe Massa. His championship hopes has just been trashed in the dustbin, as just unfortunate for Massa, really. I know how he feels with the engine failure. I mean, I was in a very good position in Bahrain in second place with 2 laps to go and engine failure. And then San Marino, I was in pole position actually when I was due to pit, and then my engine failed on me. So I do know how it feels to lose an engine, because I think out of all the drivers this season, I've actually lost the most engines. I've actually lost 5, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, it's not really been good. I've had quite a few retirements this season, not against my better judgment, to be honest. None of them have really been my fault. It's been reliability issues with the engine, and then Jack Villeneuve crashed me at Monaco, so yeah, none of the retirements are particularly my fault, but I bet you now that I've said that, I've probably cursed myself. But we're going to skip the lap to lap 4, and we're still on Fisichella's tail, but I don't think we're going to get a pass on him because we're just in a slow carb, so we're just going to have to try and retain 5th place here. So this race isn't as exciting as compared to laps 1 and 2 respectively, but I'll try and make it as exciting. Now I'll try and catch up to Fisichella, but he's pulling away because he's just in a much better car. But we do get better braking entries and exits out of each chicane to catch up to him, so that's a positive. But the negative is that I just don't have no straight line speed in this car. If I was another team, then probably I would catch up to Fisichella and probably overtake him, but that will be for another time. But for now, we're just going to focus on being in the Super Career, and I think that's my fastest lap throughout the entire race week at the 132.478, so improvements, but Fisichella is still pulling away. So even though I've just set a personal best in my lap times, Fisichella is still pulling away because he's obviously done a 131, so my lap time making it the personal best is pretty useless right now. Skipping ahead, and we are due to pit in this lap. And we are currently 3rd place with Montoya and Alonso in 1st and 2nd. Michael Schumacher's already pitted, but of course he's probably going to retake that. And we've ran wide going into the pit exit. Oh my goodness. We don't want to crash. Wow, that was a messy pit entry. Whoops. It's been a while since I last been in the pit lane in the Turkish Grand Prix, but we have pitted. And I do believe due to the El Gato being a bit messy, I did decide to skip the pit stop. So yeah, when I enter the pit lane, I'm probably going. It's going to skip the pit stop. I'm just giving you a heads up because I did edit this out. So we're going to enter the pit lane now, and we're going to leave the pit lane. And that pit stop was actually 8.8 seconds. So that was a solid pit stop. I can do a bit better if I'm honest with you in terms of pit stop times. But 8.8 was rather solid. But we're currently racing. We're ahead of Jenson Button, and we're going to currently race Barrichello to see if we can retake our position. But right now he's stayed out, and I think me being slow in the pit stop would actually cost me because I was pulling the actual margin ahead of him. But Yuji Ide is currently holding up Jenson Button, so I don't really mind. That's fantastic to see Ide actually holding up Jenson Button. I wish he could score some points, and here we are. And Barrichello has pitted in as a matter of speaking. Has he come out ahead? The answer is yes, he has. Barrichello has come out well ahead of Sato, actually. And there's a yellow and red flag ahead. But we're going to skip that because nothing really happened there. So we just are having our own race. And we have a gear issue, actually. I just heard our gearbox just get damaged. We don't have a 5th gear. In the previous race, we didn't have a 6th gear. Now we don't have a 5th gear. What is going on with the Super Aguri's reliability issues? Again with the gearbox issues. My goodness, this has just turned out to be a pain in my butt. You know, we're having no 6th gear now. Oh god. No, no 5th gear, sorry. We had no 6th gear in Hungary, and now we got no 5th gear. We're just going up straight up to 6th, so yeah, we're going to be in big trouble because Jarno Trulli's actually going to catch up now because we do have no 5th gear, so we're going to actually be a bit slower when we go up to 6th gear. So we're going to skip to the 3 laps to go, and Jarno Trulli has caught up, as you can see on the map. He was 2.5 seconds behind at one stage, and we've just made a mistake entering the final start-finish straight, and Jarno Trulli is going to catch up again. But we are on the penultimate lap, and Jarno Trulli has in fact closed the gap down by 5 tenths of a second, with Jenson Button 4 tenths behind Jarno Trulli, so both of them are catching up. So Takuma Sato's going to have a hard time within the last 2 laps to try and hold off both Trulli and Jenson Button. But we're going to go to the final lap here. Nothing's really happened, and we look like we're on course of holding our position, which we are. We're going to enter the final start-finish straight after breaking the final chicane, and there we go. So that's going to be a solid 6th place for us in Turkey. And it's been a very good weekend. We made it to Q3 and we got sixth place, and that is 4 championship points in the bag. No, 3 championship points, sorry. There we go. So that was a solid race by us, and I'm very pleased with that performance. 6th place is all I can do, because to be honest, I got outsmarted by Barrichello for a slow pit stop that I made, and Fisichella was just too fast, so I couldn't really make up any positions. I do apologise that the race was very boring, may I add, apart from the first few laps, but hopefully when I get in a better team, the race will be much better. Or some of the races anyway. But for now, let Martin Brundle take away what has been a rather dull Turkish Grand Prix, apart from the opening 2 laps with Felipe Massa's retirement. But yes, Martin Brundle, you can officially give your analysis about the Turkish Grand Prix. I hope it's going to be a positive one from you.
An amazing Turkish Grand Prix, and what a circuit. This is proving to be as unpredictable as ever. I can tell you, I was standing down at turn 8 during Friday practice, watching the cars make those 4 consecutive high-speed turns, and I promise you it was a sight to behold. I can recommend it to anyone who visits here. Just brilliant. In 2 weeks' time, we travel to northern Italy, to Monza, where there will be a huge presence of fans for Ferrari. We've had a wonderful time here in Istanbul, and we hope you have too. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you soon for the Italian Grand Prix.
Thank you very much, Martin, and well, Klein retired. I think Villeneuve was the one that retired on the grid at the start. So, yeah, it was Jack Villeneuve. I knew it was a BMW Sauber or a Williams, one or the other. Michael Schumacher did win the Turkish Grand Prix and has closed the gap down to 6 points of Fernando Alonso. It's a big shame that Massa didn't score any points, because if he did, he would have been 1 point behind Fernando Alonso, actually. So, yeah, it's been quite a shame. And Jarno Trulli has moved up into 9th place ahead of Kimi Raikkonen, who did not score a point this weekend. So it's getting from bad to worse in terms of season for Kimi Raikkonen, being outstaged by Juan Pablo Montoya. And the point system there is the same as usual, because nobody scored points outside. But now we're going to check the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari do lead Renault by 34 points, with Honda 12 points ahead of McLaren. Montoya did very good, and Super Aguri extend their championship lead to 4 points ahead of Toyota. With Italy around the corner, I do not fancy my chances in getting any sort of points, because that track is all about high speed, so I'm not really optimistic about the Italian Grand Prix because of that fact, because, you know, it's not really a track that the Super Aguri would do good in, considering that it's not a high-speed track, and, well, we're the slowest car on the grid, so unfortunately for me, I won't be doing as good in the Italian Grand Prix, but I'll try and get the best out of it. I will try and actually try and get some points if I can, and I'll try and make it into Q2 at best, but those are just there's promises that I might not be able to keep, because the Super Aguri car can only do much, really. So yeah, I do thank you guys for watching this race, and as for the Paul Ricard, the French Grand Prix is back. Lewis Hamilton is first, with Bottas second, and Sebastian Vettel third. I'm going to go for a Ferrari win, with Sebastian Vettel winning, because in terms of race pace, Ferrari always outstaged Mercedes. That's always been the case this season, so yeah, I'm going to stick by my guns and say Ferrari will win despite Hamilton being in pole, but we shall see. It's going to be an interesting race, because the Paul Ricard circuit is still new to everybody, and everybody was just making mistakes left, right, centre in practice 1, 2 and 3 respectively, so yeah, it's just still a new circuit, but I'm looking forward to the race later on. So this is SamuraiT-X signing out. Until then, thank you guys for watching the Turkish Grand Prix, and I shall see you next week for the Italian Grand Prix. And enjoy the French Grand Prix today. Goodbye, everybody.